As some of you know, I'm Chuck Rieger. I'm the Executive Director for the Solano Center for Business Innovation, and we are focused on the small businesses across Solano County. And one of the initiatives we have going on is a program with PG&E called Energy Upgrade California. And it's a program which is oriented towards the homeowner, and the goal is to help homeowners reduce their electrical usage by, I will say, at least 40%. And in many cases, we've actually gone way beyond 40%. So I want to talk a little bit about what the program is, just with some basic slides, and then where we see that going in 2013. So is that fair? Any questions are fair game. You know, I'll maybe spend 15 minutes, but any questions are fair game. Okay? So what is Energy Upgrade California? First off, it's as PG&E would say, or the state would say, it's a way to lower your electrical bills. But there's a lot more behind it than just that. What the state is really after is, statewide, how do I reduce electrical usage across 100,000 homes at a 40% level by 2020? Okay? So that's a big number. And this program began maybe 2 years ago. In 2 years, statewide, they've done about 2,000 homes so far. So we've got a long ways to go, long ways to go. But this Energy Upgrade California, from a statewide perspective, is an overall, think about it as an umbrella. It's an overall brand. All of the utilities are participating. In our case, it's PG&E, but it's PG&E, it's SMUD, it's San Diego Power and Gas. All utilities are participating. All have, in effect, their own program. So I'm going to walk through PG&E's program, since we're in Solano County. All right? The overall umbrella, Energy Upgrade California, is really being set up as a one-shop stop, so to speak. So you can go to a common website, which I'll show you here. It's written right there, energyupgradecalifornia.org. You can find out what the program is about for your county, what kind of rebates are available, participating contractors, since the only way that you will get a rebate in this is if you have a trained and certified contractor doing the work. So you just can't have your brother-in-law or sister-in-law or whoever come in and do installation and expect PG&E to give you a rebate. It does not work that way. Okay? So overall, that's what they're trying to do. Now, why do it? And I have this here and I have it back at the table, but it's an overall picture of how we lose energy within our home. Okay? So the biggest ones that we see at this point in time is simple, the ducts throughout the home. On average, what we're seeing is, depending upon when the home is built, on average, we're seeing duct leakage of 22 to 25% on average, and we've seen it way beyond that, way beyond that. And when we get the work done, one of the contractors, Pacific Crown Builders, who we do a lot of work with, actually has been able to get duct leakage from, high 20 range, low 30 range, down to 4%, 5%. Okay? So significant savings. Air leakage under doors, throughout windows, through your chimney. Insulation. We've done several houses. Now I'm from Minnesota. I would never find a house in Minnesota without insulation in the walls. You find them here all the time. Okay? So those are the types of things that we're trying to look at overall to reduce overall energy usage within the home. So the picture starts to show you a little bit about where all that leakage does occur. Okay? Now, what's new as I mentioned, this program's been going on for 2 years. It started strictly with single-family residential homes. Okay? This year, PG&E expanded that to include townhouses, condominiums, homeowner associations. Next year, they will expand this to include small businesses. Now, the issue is when you're doing this with a single-family home, you're only dealing with one homeowner. However, when you get into townhouses or condominiums, every person that has a financial stake in that home has to agree to do this. Okay, so it becomes much more complicated when you get into multifamily type situations. Now, obviously, it is the opportunity to save money. So the way the program works is there is an initial audit done on the house to understand where the electrical usage is occurring. Out of that audit comes a series of recommendations. You can basically pick and choose what you would like to do. And there is software modeling involved so that you can understand if I replace my windows, what is my savings going to be? So before you do any work, you will know approximately what the savings are going to be. And then there is an audit out. So there's an audit in, work done, audit out. And the way this says up to $4,000, the way that's determined is PG&E takes the difference between the audit in and the audit out, and that in effect determines what your rebate is going to be. It starts at 15%. At 15% savings, it's $1,500 rebate, up to 40% savings or $4,000. Now in 2013, I expect in the first quarter that range to be expanded from 15 to 40 to 10 to 45. And correspondingly, the rebates would go then from $1,000 to $4,500 versus 15 to 4,000. Okay? So that's a little bit how the incentives work. Now, participating contractors actually within Solano County and what the center's been involved with are primarily the general contractors, because they understand, in effect, the whole house approach, which is if I change one element of a home, it's going to change all elements with the home. And so therefore we've worked primarily with the general contractors within the community because they have that level of knowledge. They can look at a house as a system, and that's what they begin to work with. But these contractors have to go through training. They have to be certified with PG&E. Any employee that they have goes through the full background check process. So these are all contractors that we're working with from the center's perspective who are local within Solano County. One thing I did not mention about the center is focused on the small businesses within Solano County. So everything we're doing is trying to use the resources we have in Solano County. So contractors, auditors, etc. But as I mentioned, these contractors are totally trained, totally certified from a couple of different perspectives, as well as a PG&E perspective. Okay. Now, the next two slides talk about comfort and the environment, but there's really four segments that we found that, as far as types of homeowners who are willing to partake in this. Okay. First one is people do this because it makes their home more comfortable. Okay. The floor is no longer drafty. One room is no longer hotter than the next room. So it really is a comfort factor, and that's very, very high on the list of most of the homeowners that participate in this. The other is the environment. You know, it's just the right thing to do. I'm going to pick on Constance. It's just the right thing to do, you know, for whatever reason. Could be personal feelings, could be I want to leave something for the kids or grandkids or whatever, but it's the environment. But there's two other segments that we found. There are those people that truly want to save money. Okay, the largest monthly electrical bill I've seen so far is about $1,200 a month. Okay, and that's when you start looking at people's electrical bills and you start going into the outlying areas. That's not unusual. You know, it's not uncommon to come up with $600, $700, $800 electrical bills or more per month. So there are those people that truly do want to save money. So really, those are the four segments of homeowners that we found so far across the county that are really participating in this. Now, mention the benefits, and I think I've mentioned all of these at this point in time. The lower bills, the incentives, the contractors, the comfort, the environment. It is a whole house approach, and by whole house, there's actually two packages, and I'll show you what those two packages are. There's a basic package, and there's an advanced package. Okay? And the basic package basically says there are certain things that we want you to do to make your home more effective or more efficient. And if you do those, most likely your energy savings will be in the neighborhood of 10%. And if you do those, PG&E will give you a rebate up to $1,000. However, if you do the advanced package, that's where you can get the savings up to 40% or more, and therefore the larger incentives. Now let me show you the basic package. These are the things that have to be done within the basic package. So it's the air sealing of the home, the attic insulation or wall insulation in some cases, the duct sealing, the valve controls, hot water pipe insulation. And on average, what we've seen so far is homes where this has to be done, you're talking maybe $6,000, $7,000 range. And for that, PG&E will rebate you back $1,000. Now, the advanced package assumes you've done the basic. Okay? And the advanced package gets into the high efficiency heating and cooling systems. It gets into the windows, the duct replacements, energy efficient water heating. Now this, depending upon what the homeowner wants to do, can be expensive. Okay, our estimate is that on the average home here within Solano County, you're probably talking $25,000 to $30,000 to do all of these things. And for that, PG&E will rebate up to 40% or up to $4,000 of that. But if you can take your electrical bill from $300 or $400 or $500 a month down to $150 or $100 or less, you know, it becomes cost effective to do that. Okay? So, and that's part of the work that the team goes through when they work with the homeowner is what is the ROI on something like this? And for some people that means a lot, for others, again, it's just the right thing to do. Okay? Then very simply, how do you choose a package? The basic is, if you really haven't done anything on your home, most likely you do need attic insulation. Most likely you do need some of the quick and easy things that can be done on the home. However, if you've done the basic package and you want to really begin to maximize your savings and your energy usage, that's where the advanced package comes into play. Okay? Now, I should mention, on the basic package, I told you the process was audit in, work done, audit out. On the basic package, the audits are not done on either end. On the advanced side, the audits are done. And the reason for that is, on the basic package, if you do the work, PG&E will just assume you're getting a 10% savings and give you a $1,000 rebate. Okay, on the advanced package, because there's more money involved, they want to make sure that you're actually achieving the savings that you're saying that you're achieving. Okay? All right, talked a little bit about the contractors. There are also auditors involved in this. Within the county, we have kept these separate. So the auditors that we have within the county do not directly work with the contractors, because that can be perceived by the homeowner as a conflict of interest. Okay? If you're my auditor and you work for me, you know, from a homeowner perspective, you know, do we have something going on there? Are you really telling the homeowner what's going on with their home? So we've purposely kept them separate at this point in time. Now we're going to try and continue that through 2013, although I don't know if that'll be a PG&E requirement as it moves forward in 2013. Okay? And then I mentioned the pre-screening by PG&E. So how do you get started? Obviously I mentioned the website, energyupgradeca.org. And it will walk you through the process, or another way is you can just talk to me, very simply, because the center has responsibility within Solano County through PG&E for the implementation of this program. Okay? Now I'll mention one other thing. I mentioned a couple of things as we move forward into 2013, and that is most likely we'll see small businesses be able to participate in this. We'll see most likely the range of rebates expand a little bit. And one other one, and that is, I don't know if anybody's familiar with the PACE program that was available for a very short time, about a year and a half ago. And it was a federally based program whereby homeowners could do this work. There was no upfront cost to them, but it went on their property taxes over 20 years. Actually, we're working with the county at this point in time to implement a privately funded PACE program within this county for residential homeowners. Now, there's some restrictions to that, because the restrictions are basically you cannot have a Fannie or Freddie mortgage. They still will not play in this game. But other than that, there's about, I'm guessing, our guesstimate is right around 20 to 25,000 homes within this county that would participate in that kind of a program. So that's the last piece that's going on within 2013. We're working with the county right now to implement that. I need 4 cities to sign up, and I've got 3. I need 1 more. Benicia's one of them. So if you have any contacts with mayors of Vallejo or Fairfield or Rio Vista or Vacaville, let me know. So that's it. Any questions?